things that we talked about back testing was looking at two parameters, and we're going to look backwards in time to see how that strategy would have performed for the past year had we implemented that strategy. But if I want to change those parameters and still back test, I can use another back testing type rather than standard for one, remaining with the same parameters. I give it a range of parameters. That's called what, Ethan John? Optimization. So our first example was to back test in a standard way, going backward in time to see how that strategy would have done. Optimization is what? Optimization is not only going back in time, but having a set of parameters that it will do several parameters and give me the best one. So in this case, if I do, we're doing percent, and what are we having here? I have back test typed. You see that on my settings, sample crossover, and 1025.
And I put two tabs here so you can see.
Right, so you can see, and now you can see on the gross, go to gross profit. I get gross profit for what? NASDAQ 100. Look at that, 191%. And notice when I highlighted, what about my short trades, Daniel?
They're less profitable.
But they're all profitable, right? What, you remember with
That's
this,
true.
right? That it is, I probably maybe would say just do my long trades, but my short trades are making money, so I'll keep it. But
Yeah.
in some of those, I wanted to eliminate it. So you can see that these top four, right? If I say, wow, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to do more than 100% for the year. I could just invest in all those four and put them in my portfolio, right? And you can see then when you highlight each of those, you can see that what you want to have then is your top window will allow us to do this. And in this case, what you can do, right click.
On this?
Yeah, right click on it. And go to properties. And under properties, move down a bit. Just move down to where it says results. Expand results. And if you expand result, just go slow. And then you can see I can add anything I want. I can do back test type, which will just tell me back test that I'm doing. And notice here, I can do, you see end date? Click on end date, yes. And then keep on going down slow. I'll keep, what else? And then I have max drawdown. Sometimes I want a max drawdown. I have my parameters, which is good. And then what else? Take out performance. I don't need performance. And profit factor I don't need. Take off profit factor. And go down, no, not apply. And then I want start date. You see that? Why that's nice to have, Daniel, in your spreadsheet? Because then you can actually see what dates are I talking. Just because you put in the date doesn't mean that's the dates that you were analyzing.
Yeah.
So now if I say okay, you see here where I get now my start date, my end date, and my parameters. So and I have my total. Then it's nice when I then export it to Excel. I'll have the starting date and the ending date. I don't have to worry about it. And then it's easy for anyone to say, well, we're not comparing the same thing. Well, because, when I did the NASDAQ 100, I had different instruments showing there. That's the reason. So I have now the strategy. And the last thing I wanted to show you is if you go to New on the other control panel, the control panel up in...
Oh, here.
Yeah. If I go to New and I go to Ninja Script Editor,
There it is.
Yes. And what do I want to do? I want to see the code, right, Antonio? I want to see the code of my strategies. In this case, what folder should I look under? Strategies, right? So in this case, I'm going to click on strategies. And which strategy are we using? We're using the sample MA crossover. Click on the sample MA crossover. And in this case, I get all this code that most people say, I don't understand it. And now with the advent of AI, no code, you can get the computer to write the code. But let's now, in this case, make it a little bit larger. So right click right there. Right click inside the editor. And go to, in this case, go to properties. And now under properties, you see where it says the text editor font, expand that. And now you see where it says size, let's make it 20. Say apply and say okay. And at this point, let's go down in our code. This tells me the SMA, the two indicators, go down, but it's right there at the bottom. Perfect. Right there. If, start in line 66, highlight 66 to 69. Nikita, that is do you see that code, line 66 to 69, Nikita?
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying is we have two indicators. One is called SMA fast, which is my 10 periods in my case, and SMA slow, which I can change. And if, on line 66, if SMA fast crosses above the SMA slow, line 67 tells us what to do. And read to me, Nikita, what 67 says.
Line 67 says, enter long.
Enter long. Meaning, go ahead in the trade and we're going to look in the future and we think it's going to be going positive. So we're enter long is like, say, buy. So you can put that in note. So if I asked you, thank you, Daniel, for the green arrow. Beautiful. So if we look at that, enter long is basically, that is a preset function in NinjaTrader to say we want to enter a trade. So in English, if I asked you what was Nikita, what was the strategy, you could say if, right, the SMA fast crossed above the SMA slow, then buy. But the actual wording here, if you told the computer that, then via a wizard, the computer will then write the code for you. So what I'm going to ask you on the exam is not to know what is this exact coding. You don't have to know that anymore. But rather, do you understand the logic? And if it crossed below line 69, would tell me, read that for me, Nikita. You're on a roll. What does it say?
It says enter short with the parentheses.
Right, and enter short means what? Are we betting that it's going to be going up or going down?
That's going to be going down.
Down. Enter a short trade. Those 4 lines are the essence of the strategy, Nikita. That's the essence of the strategy. We got 2 indicators. One is the SMA fast, the other one is the SMA slow. When it crosses, the SMA fast crosses above, we enter a long or we buy. Else, if it enters below, we enter what, Nikita?
We enter short.
Short. That's it. And the strategy analyzer, if you go back to that, thank you, Daniel, if we go back to the strategy analyzer, if we go back here to the strategy analyzer, if I wanted, Daniel, just to do, since I knew, for instance, what was it, that CRN, let me go to the first tab there. What's the first tab? Which I got good, it was what?
This is Dow and this is NASDAQ.
Okay, so the Dow gave me what? So go to total net profit.
Oh,
No,
wait, let me
so,
sort it.
right? It goes by alphabetical.
INTC.
Right. 88%. What does NASDAQ give me? Go to Analyzer 2.
It gives you the Dow CRWD.
Right, CRWD. So instead, go to Analyzer 3,
Sure.
where I have nothing here. I could do back test, right? Change the strategy to what, Daniel? Sample MA crossover. 10, and the instrument, this could be exercise 1, really. CRW, you see that CRWD, the first one,
Yeah,
select that. Last, change minute to what? Day,
Day.
right? Change the date. Did I have a year? And now I go down and then I run. How many times? 1, and I get the answer here, and I get 101. And I could export. So, in preparation, even if somebody knew for exercise 1, they say, "Oh, let me find the highest one and just get that information." You could do it that way as well. Do you see how really strategy analyzer for this, Daniel? It doesn't have to have the chart. Why do I like the chart for one section? Is that I can understand what in the background is the basically
And
to
to
see
show why it's useful.
right, and to see the profitability of it and have an idea what's happening in the background. So it's important to have the chart so you can have a visual view, but just to have the computer, once I'm having this all automated and the AI works on it, the AI doesn't need to see any chart.